All right. Well, hope everybody's having a great week. We're starting to close out the month of April. At least we're getting closer to the end of the month of April. I wanted to make this video as an update. We had race weekend last weekend. As I mentioned in the other video, wow, that was a long weekend for us. We had so much going on. Friday night, I had a show I was playing in Denver. Got home really late, got about 4 hours of sleep. Then it was right up bright and early in the morning, Saturday morning, to head down to Union, South Carolina for the race. Um, Today we are going to be smoking on an Oliva Series V Melania. Here recently, this has been probably one of my favorite cigars. Just how smooth it is. Rich in flavor. They do a really good job with these. Um, Always have been smooth. They seem to be very temperamental when it comes to moisture level. So if you don't monitor your moisture level, if they get too dry, attempting to cut them will crack them. But so long as you take care of these Oliva V Melanias, really good stick for the money. I believe I'm getting them right around $8.50, $9 a cigar. Uh, Definitely one of my favorites on this price point. I'm probably going to be ordering another couple of boxes here shortly. We do have some big news, and that's what I came here to tell you. Have been putting it off. Wanted to make sure that I did the video right, did it justice. And I woke up this morning and said, you know what? Just get out there and let's have a conversation. Like I said, we got our point standings back, and we've got some big news. We were in fifth place, and we've made some moves. We have gone up, but before I get to that, I want to talk to you a little bit about what we've done with the car over the last few days. Did a transmission fluid change, got the pan down, filter down. There was quite a bit of material in the bottom of the pan. I called a number that I found that they have these stickers on the inside of your engine bay and on the side of the transmission. Apparently, Jasper engines and transmissions, the same Jasper engines and transmissions that used to build the NASCAR engines. They put a sticker up underneath the engine. Didn't know what it was about. Once I got underneath the car and saw there was another sticker on the side of the transmission, I figured I needed to call them and figure out what exactly was going on. They have replaced the transmission in this car back in 2014, so this is a 2000. So previous transmission, whatever happened to it, lasted about 14 years. And they put in a new 4L60 E transmission in this Camaro. We swapped the transmission fluid, got a new filter up there, cleaned that. Man, I cleaned the crap out of that transmission pan. Um, Spent about a half a day making sure that it was spotless, that every last little bit of dirt, clutch material, every last little bit of metal shavings was gone. Put that thing back up in there and took it for a ride. Did notice that as soon as we got her started up on that cold day yesterday, um, our rear main seal is leaking a little bit worse than I would have liked. So at some point in time, I'm going to be looking for a lift. I just don't feel like crawling on my back to replace or pull that transmission out. They're hard to get up off the ground without a lift. And so I'm going to need to pull that transmission out so that we can at least replace the rear main seal. I'm hoping to hold off on that until I can get a bigger torque converter, something with a higher stall so we can rev up a little bit higher before we launch off the line. That's sort of one of the downfalls of these automatics is that they put the stall right around 2,000, and when they get some wear on them, I'm thinking I'm able to get about 1,500 before those rear wheels just want to hook up and go. Um, I do have, and I did this about a couple weeks ago, but I didn't want to mention it because we haven't really had a chance to test it. Um, and you guys let me know what you think. There's a free horsepower mod for these cars that you'll find all over the internet. The bottom of the throttle body has got those coolant lines that go into it to help warm up the throttle body on cold days and whatnot. That had already been bypassed by the time I got the car, but I got it in my mind that if those coolant lines can heat that throttle body up on a cold day, surely they can cool it down on a hot day or on a day where we're drawing too much heat from just running laps or running times and times and times again. So I took some coolant line and I actually ran through those ports on the throttle body back into the car to work as a makeshift intercooler. We'll have a cooler sitting in the passenger seat. I've got to figure out a way to get that strapped down. We did some testing on it, and those lines stayed cold, 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 and the throttle body was noticeably cooler. Um, in fact, doing a couple of pulls, uh, put about 20 miles, 25 miles on it, driving it around, letting it idle, and like I said, did a couple small little pulls with it. Normally, I would have expected that throttle body to be really hot to the touch, and it just wasn't. It was. I don't want to say it was cold to the touch, but it was cool, which proved as a proof of concept, so to speak, for what I'm trying to do. And you tell me what you guys think. I don't know if anybody's ever done that before. I felt like just like I had a stroke of genius there for a few minutes, but surely somebody out there has had this idea and has taken the time to do this before me. So let me know what you guys think. Is that going to help? Is that going to make any difference at all? Is that going to hurt me? Um, Honestly, I don't know. Like I said, especially when we went down a cylinder last weekend, I didn't want to try it on the track for a couple reasons. One, because I knew we already had a problem that needed to get remedied, and I didn't want to add another variable to it. But the second was just that I didn't want to add another variable to it. We had made a couple of small changes previous to that, and I wanted to see what our numbers were going to do. The third reason is probably, I mean, maybe one of the biggest, at least to me. We have no way of securing a little lunchbox cooler filled with ice water into the floorboard of the passenger seat right now. So on one of the pulls that I did as a sort of a testing deal, we lost all of the ice and about half the water. It just came shooting out. Um, I called it quits right after that so I could get back, vacuum out all the water and all the ice. So if you guys got maybe some ideas on how to secure that little cooler, the lines that I got, now I can replace those lines and put longer ones in there. It's not necessarily the most easy thing to do, because they are tucked away really neat and really clean. If this is going to be something worth doing, I want to get a way to secure this cooler so I'm not losing all my ice and water in the floorboard of the passenger side uh, every time I make a pull on the track. So, points. Um, got the points back. We are now in first place. Big, super exciting. Really happy about that. I was talking with the track manager the other week, hoping to get down there to interview him and interview the new owners of the track down there at Union Dragway. Um, he congratulated me, told me that, you've done such a great job, coming into the sport that you know nothing about, and have learned really quickly. And that feels really good. But at the end of the day, I'm having fun, and that's what this is about. As you saw in the last race video, there was like a gentleman that came down with a freaking Volvo station wagon, bone stock Volvo station wagon. It doesn't take a Camaro Z28. It doesn't take a Mustang. It doesn't take a Dodge Challenger or Charger. It doesn't take a lot of money to get into this. Uh, Go visit your local tracks. I don't know where you're watching this from. If you're watching it in the South Carolina, northern South Carolina area, come hang out at Union Dragway. Come see me. Come see some of the rest of the cars. Um, Bring your car and race it. It's so fun. It's very inexpensive to race on race day. And bracket racing, you don't necessarily have to have the fastest car out there. Um, Bracket racing is all about knowing what your car will do, which usually people find out in qualifying, and then running that time over and over and over again. It's it's exhilarating. It's something unlike anything else. Yeah, I just want to take a second to encourage everybody. Get out to your local tracks. Take your cars. Take your daily drivers. Take them out there. Let's fill these things up with just fun cars that people are out there enjoying their weekends with. You won't have a better time anywhere else. We will be back in 2 weeks at Union Dragway for the third race of the season. We're currently sitting at the top of the leaderboard. We've got a 2 point advantage on the guy in second and a 3 point advantage on the third place driver. Um, I really would like to keep that streak going. I want to continue this season just as strongly as we started it. I'd really like to see some of you guys out there at the tracks. It's been good so far. And I appreciate each and every one of you who has taken the time to subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on so that you're getting notified every time we do a new video. The likes, greatly appreciated. Comment on the video, comment anywhere that you find this video, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on a forum, comment directly on the video. But thank you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this and to share it with your friends and to subscribe.